What's up, guys? I'm Tinashe Moyo, and welcome to another episode of Stride. On this channel, my goal is to inspire people to take the first step towards their goals in life using my personal experiences. And in this video, I will be doing more of a progress check from when I first started in September right up until this day, because I just felt like there's so many lessons from the journey so far. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, welcome back, guys. So, before I go any further, I hope each and every one of you guys had a really good Christmas and have been enjoying the holidays. Unfortunately, for some of us, uh, we kind of had a bad Christmas because there was a theft that happened at our house. Um, there were two TVs that were stolen, one solar battery, and two of my nephew's bicycles. So the Christmas started off on a really bad note. Um, and you just know how it is when it comes to theft. So, of course, we reported the case to the police. But apart from that, it's just hard to deal with something like that, especially on a day like Christmas, a day where you're looking forward to just being happy with family, but then it ends up being a sad day. So it was a really tough time for us. But I'm just grateful for the fact that no one was hurt, everyone is okay, and we managed to spend the rest of the day with family. So yeah, it helped clear our heads. So one of the things, one of the things I laugh now, but it wasn't funny on the day. These guys, um, they stole 10 liters of ice cream and a glucometer. So I was just thinking to myself, like, did these guys want to uh, abuse the ice cream to the point where as soon as they finish, they they test their sugar levels? I mean, that's really crazy. But I'm just grateful for the fact that we're all okay. So I just needed to tell you guys that before we get right into the content for the day. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to say I'm really happy that I was able to start this YouTube channel. I've been learning so many things along the way. I've been enjoying telling you guys my stories, my experiences. I'm really happy with that. And one of the things that I'm also happy about is the fact that you guys that have been watching have been getting value from this content, which is something that I truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart. So thank you guys so much for supporting Bozi. We're now at 58 subscribers, you know? And for me, it is a really big deal. I know some of you guys may actually be like, oh, I mean, 58 subscribers, that's not even a big number. Thank you for 58 subscribers. But having a YouTube channel is one of the hardest things because there's so much uh, effort that goes into it. There's so much time that goes into it, the preparations, planning, all of those things. So being able to get to 58 subscribers for me, uh, it's something that I never take for granted. And I think that's the whole idea for Stride. It's like one step, infinite possibilities. One step will lead you to so many things. So I'm really grateful for that. And it also brings me to the this thing where I met this guy called Melus. It's Melusi, not Meloose or Melucy. No, no. So uh, this guy, I've known this guy for I think a few years now. We first met at church through one of my good friends from church. So it was just a thing where you would usually greet each other, just greetings and salutations and nothing more. So we bumped into each other just a few weeks ago, I think about 1.5 weeks ago. And as soon as this guy saw me, like I was about to make my way home, as soon as this guy saw me, he called me, he came up to me and he's like, bro, I've been watching your content. Your content is amazing. Your content is super dope. It's crazy. The way you do it is just, it's just amazing. It's different. I talk about you with one of my workmates. I just tell her how good I think you are. You could see the fire in his eyes. You could feel the passion, the energy that this guy had. Like he was really enjoying what he was saying. And it really meant so much to me because, sometimes it's like, I think for me, I'm just someone who's a little bit hard on myself. Well, I don't think I should lie. I'm someone who's most of the time hard on myself. So, because usually you want to make things perfect, you want things to be, you just want things to be okay. But then sometimes it's like one of those things that are not perfect, are the things that really hit people right here. So this guy, he told me about this link called Ink Africa, this website. And he was just like, oh, excuse me, recovering from a cold. So So he just told me about this workmate of his who writes articles, and he was just like, she puts most of her articles on Ink Africa. So you might want to look at Ink Africa. I'm sure you might get some things about Africa which might actually inspire you to create more content. So I was just like, yeah, that's cool. I'll have a look at it. And then he was just like, man, I really love your content. He repeated it again. And then he just said to me, I'm free from the 1st of December right up until the end of December. So if there's anything that you need me to do, any kind of help that you'd want me to give you, I'm totally open to it. So I got his number and I'm definitely going to give him a call. I haven't given him a call yet, but, I'm just looking at some of the things that I can do with the guy. But he's a really good guy. I really appreciated that. So, Malus, if you're watching this video, God bless you. And I know you're going to do good in whatever it is that you do in life. So those are some of the things that I really appreciate when it comes to this YouTube channel, when it comes to Stride. Because like I said, I'm always hard on myself. I want things to be above average. I want things to be perfect. But you get to learn, that sometimes it's like most of my videos, I think it's just different. You guys enjoy, but you don't know what goes in my mind. Most of my videos, when I finish recording, like when I'm done, I'm just like, I don't think people are gonna enjoy it because I might have missed a few things or I might have left out a few things. I'm always feeling like I can deliver this thing better than what I did. But people will always enjoy as long as you have your story. Like, you don't need to have a perfect story for people to really relate with you. And what's more interesting is the fact that the one thing that has, patches in it is the one thing that people will enjoy. It's even like we can look at the most prominent people, maybe let's take, for example, if it's Strive Masiwa, he can tell you about his success story. But when he mentions one of his shortcomings, you can actually appreciate those things more. Yes, we can appreciate the success story, but you can actually appreciate, you can actually appreciate his shortcomings because it's something you can relate to more because no one is perfect at the end of the day. And then, when I look at the videos that I have made, right now, this is episode 10, right? I've got videos that have worked really well, and some videos that have been moderately successful, you know? But then at the end of the day, it's like there's always a place for everyone. The one video that's more successful might not be the one that someone else needs, you know? Because I noticed, like, when you look at episode 7 is from best friend to best man, the episode where I spoke about my best friend Paddington's marriage. That has been the most successful video to date. And, when you look at the success that video had, and then you look at the videos that came after, because after I released that video, I think I spent like 2 weeks without releasing anything. From episode 6 and 7, I had actually gained a lot of momentum. I was getting views that were actually different from the ones that I used to get when I first started. And, when I released episode 8 and 9, I wasn't getting the same views that I was getting from episode 6 and 7. And then you start to think to yourself, like, okay, what's wrong? Do I need to change the narrative? Do I need to change the way I speak? Or do I even need to change the YouTube channel's name? Do I need to start another channel? Like your mind starts racing. Like, what exactly should I do? You kind of get worried, like, okay, I think that's the end of it. But then there's a voice that spoke, like this spirit, this supernatural force that was just like, no, just keep going. Don't change anything, just keep going. And even Melus was like, don't stop, keep making good content. You'll get to a certain point, a certain good point, as long as you keep going. And then I was just like, yeah, that's fine. And I even thought to myself, like, okay, there's a few things that I have not been doing, which I definitely need to do, like which I need to add to my arsenals, right? So that I can make this whole thing better. Because I know for a fact that if I add those things bit by bit, it's just a thing where it's one step at a time. I'll definitely improve certain things. And, if we look at this thing where it's like, I'm like on episode 10, a voice always tells me like, man, you're on episode 10. People might actually do 2 episodes and just dip, go MIA. But you're on episode 10. And then, this just shows that there's more to come. As long as you're patient, as long as you're working as hard as you can, as long as you're dedicated, you'll definitely get to somewhere. So do not stop when it comes to these things. So it's just, it's just some kind of motivation that I definitely need. And, one of the biggest things that I've learned is that I should not be motivated by numbers. Yes, I can look at subscribers like, oh yeah, 58 subscribers. Oh, this video has hit like this many views, But then the numbers don't have to be the driving factor. What has to be the driving factor is just my heart and the amount of love, the amount of joy that I have doing these things. Because it's just like in life, you can get to a point where you really go high and then you get to a point where you start going low. There was a time I was just talking to Paddington, and he was telling me about one of the most successful agencies here in Zimbabwe, advertising agencies. I won't say the name for the sake of privacy. He told me that they got to a point which was a low point for them, and then they had to like let some people go, But this is one of the most successful agencies in Zimbabwe. But then for them to keep going, they had to make some tough decisions. They had to let people go. This is a thing where, someone's life then gets to go dark because they were let go. But then the company sees it as a way for them to progress. I know it's not always in many people's best interests, but then for them, they were just like, okay, this is how we can progress. So I was just like to myself, like, yeah, sometimes you can make tough decisions for you to progress. So I was just like, yeah, it's just a low point in as much as I feel like I had lost momentum. There's just a few people who can still come to me, who can still text me and just be like, okay, I've been enjoying your content, man. This is beautiful. I'm heading over to YouTube to watch. If it's one person or two people, that's fine. As long as you know that there's someone who's watching, there's someone who's benefiting. I think at the end of the day, that is all that matters. So these are some of the things that I've also learned. And then one of the things that really makes me laugh and really makes me happy is the thumbnail covers, the posters that you've seen for for my episodes. Sometimes we plant seeds in life, but then we really don't know that we're planting seeds. I used to make just movie posters for fun. Most of the time, it was just me and Paddington on the pictures for fake movies, and I really enjoyed that. I would post that stuff on Facebook, but then there would be people who would actually laugh, like, you're doing movies now. That's stupid. That's stupid. But then that thing led to me being able to create posters for my episodes, and it's something that I really enjoy. I'm very inspired by movies, by cinema. So in a way, I'm just like, I wanna, I want to incorporate the cinema into some of the things that I do, and excuse me again. And if you look, I've been putting out some trailers for the episode. I think I've done 2 so far. It's just some of these things where I just felt like if I start adding those things to what I already have, it'll actually, it'll actually make things different for me. So these are just things that I felt like, at least if I share with you guys, you might also get to learn 1 or 2 things, like for you to be able to progress in life. I just feel like, you just have to look at things differently. Never let numbers or anything similar to that be your motivating factor. Your motivating factor has to be the heart. It has to be the mind. Like knowing where you want to get to, that has to be your motivating factor. Well, one of the things that contributed to me not being able to release my videos every single Friday was due to the fact that sometimes I would come back late from work. Sometimes I would just feel, tired. Like there won't be much time to really sit down, record a video. And I got to learn that I needed to balance that kind of life, because at the end of the day, you might just make an excuse like, okay, work was hectic, but then this is a baby that needs nurturing, and if I just sit back and relax, it all falls back on me. So I got to learn, like, yeah, I need to work on a few different things. I would even watch some videos, different podcasts, just to learn how to get a hold of this thing, and at least improve the way I record my videos. So at least in the coming future, I can get to implement those things. And what I like is that that didn't stop me from not making content. In as much as I skipped a week, I skipped 2 weeks, I always knew my goal. I always knew my vision. Like, yeah, you just have to keep going. So that's one thing that I'm really super appreciative for. One of my future plans is at least having a few different people on the show, just so they can tell their stories and also inspire you. Because at least, one thing that I know is that perspective matters more. I don't even know why I was doing this. But one thing I know is that the perspective does matter. So at least if we also get to hear different stories, we also get inspiration. You guys get inspiration. I also get inspiration too. Now, I can't really tell you when, but at least it's one of my future plans. So I really look forward to doing something like that. So we've come to the end of the video, but I've been really appreciative of the support that you guys have been giving me from September right up until this day. I mean, it's really amazing to know that there's people who care about the stuff that you do. I learned something from someone who said, people won't care much when you say you want to do something. They will only care more when you start doing. So if there's anyone who is planning on doing something, don't just let it sit here, but take action. It might not, happen at center stage, but at a certain point in time, it will happen. So guys, thank you so much for the support. Please continue watching my content, because I now know, well, I've known that you guys have been getting value, but it's like the more I get to hear about it, the more it makes sense. So if you continue getting value from my content, please make sure that you share my channel to someone who hasn't subscribed, and click the notification bell so that you never miss a single video that I release. And most importantly, guys, travel safe, stay safe, and I wish you guys a happy new year, happy 2024. I'll see you in the new year. Peace.